Okay, this is my this is my second attempt here at a live today. We're a little bit late getting on. We've had some special visitors this week. Very special visitors. And we got one of our Marines sent off not long ago, and I've got one more to send back in about another hour. And so what do you all do when you miss people, when you're missing somebody, and when you hate to say goodbye? Like, how do you guys cope with that? How do you get through that? I've been thinking about this a lot this week, and I did a video earlier this week on, it's called Illogical Feelings of Abandonment. So if you want to listen to that later, you can find that on YouTube. I posted it on my new YouTube channel. But I just, it's given me a lot of reason to think about this feeling that we go through of saying goodbye and how hard it is. And I think it's, you know, when it's somebody like a dear friend or, you know, somebody very close to us or special to us. Today, these Marines that have been here visiting us all week are very special to my son Julian, and so therefore they're, you know, special to me and my family. And it's so painful to say goodbye. And I think that sometimes it's hard to... Hola, Armando. ¿Cómo está, Armando? Estaba hablando en inglés, pero si quiere escuchar después, voy a hablar en español un poco. It's hard to say goodbye, and I think that part of what makes it a little easier for me is knowing, you know, having some kind of timeline or idea for when that person's going to be back or when we'll get to see them again. And that kind of helps to bide the time. Like that initial, you know, goodbye is really painful, but I think, you know, after, you know, a little bit of time passes, we can kind of look ahead, look forward, and it gives us, you know, something to look forward to. So we move forward as we look forward, and we know that, okay, maybe we'll see them again in, you know, a few months or however long that time might be. And the difference with death, obviously, is that there's that same pain, you know, of saying goodbye, but we don't have a timeline for when we're going to see them again. And it makes it really difficult sometimes to cope because we don't know. We don't know if it's going to be 20 years or, you know, 2 weeks, or, you know, it could be later today that we will go home and be reunited with them. And so that makes it a little bit more difficult. And I guess for today, what I wanted to share was, we opened up last night with my son's friends here. I thought it was a good time to open up some boxes of his belongings that have just been stored on my front porch for this last year and a half because I've not been able to open it or open any of them. And so I thought, well, his friends were here, and it might be a special time, you know, for them to be able to, you know, go through some of his things with us. And so long story short, the very first box I opened was extremely difficult, and to see and smell his clothing, and it was hard. It was very, very hard, and it had a way of putting me back to a place of just really, really, really deep sorrow and pain that he's not here. But then in my mind also, as I exercise this mental toughness that I've been working on so hard, I can pull myself back to a place in my mind where I know that he's right here with me. And that's kind of just the message I wanted to share today, is that no, we don't really have a timeline, but I think that if we can get out of our heads a little bit, and it takes practice, and it takes a lot of effort. Some days we're not successful, some weeks, sometimes months we're not successful, but literally I find, by coming outside, I'm able to, get myself out of my own head so much, and I'm able to relax and breathe enough to where I can, and I know it might sound weird to some people, but I truly do believe that they're right here with me, and I can hear them. I can hear them talking to me, communicating to me, however it is that works. And so I'm comforted. That helps me keep moving forward. I don't know how long it will be, but I know that our love is real. This feeling I feel, I know it's real, and it strengthens me, and it gives me courage. And I also know that by talking about them and continuing to make them real in my life every day, in my conversations, it makes it a lot easier to keep going. So I hope that this message has meant something to somebody today. Please reach out to me if you want to talk in private. I'm happy to communicate with you through Messenger, or if you know my phone number, if you want to text me, or however, my email. I do have my new YouTube channel that if you would like to look there, I've got some sad stuff on there. So, but I found that people like me that are going through tough times and sorrowful times, it's comforting. It's comforting for me to know that I'm not the only one out there struggling. And so I hope that maybe when you can see my struggles, that you can also find comfort and know that you're not out there alone doing this. And so have courage and keep going. Don't give up. Keep going.